Use your ego to find satisfaction. Let's call ego attention, focus. Let's not make ego a bad thing. Ego is your conscious mind. It's only when you don't direct it productively that you want to call it a negative thing. My ego has programmed me. It wouldn't be active today if you had not renewed it with your continuous thought. So beliefs don't just stick with you, you keep them going by your attention to them. And so programming is all self-done, and it is done in minuscule ways all day, every day, by being willing to endure less than satisfying thoughts. That's all. Programming is, we love you so much because you're lazy, too lazy to reach for satisfaction as compared to dissatisfaction when it was easy to do. Now later on, it's not easy to do. Later on, you call it programming, because you think, I sure wouldn't be thinking these thoughts don't feel good to me, I just can't not think these thoughts. But you could have caught it early on, and today you can cease the continuation of that programming, and it won't be 30 or 40 days down the road, and that programming will cease to be because you haven't renewed it lately. Does that make sense to you? Oh, those around you will want to renew it. You go home for a family reunion, oh, they all remember. You don't have to explain anything, because the good news is, from wherever you stand, you have created more asking that is calling you. We're just going to ask you some questions. We're going to just make a few statements, and we just want you to answer the simple question, is that a satisfying thought or a not satisfying thought? I shouldn't have quit my job so soon. Satisfying? So therefore, not something to encourage. Things are working out for me.
Satisfying.
Sometimes things work out for me faster than others.
Satisfying.
I don't have to be in a big hurry.
That's satisfying.
I have a feeling of urgency.
That's not satisfying.
It's going to be okay.
That's satisfying.
Things are opening up.
Satisfying.
I've got a pretty good handle on this.
Satisfying.
Sometimes I get tuned in and I know exactly what to do.
Very satisfying.
I can feel I have clarity about this.
Satisfying.
I'm glad I made the decision.
Satisfying.
I know I'm on the right path.
Satisfying.
It is getting increasingly better. It's not getting better fast enough.
Not satisfying.
So we're not asking you what's true or not true. We're asking you what lines up with what you want and what doesn't line up with what you want. So it doesn't take very much before, when you wake up, that discomfort isn't there, because you have activated some momentum that will carry you. And the more you do that, the more in the receiving mode you are. The more in the receiving mode you are, you know what the receiving mode provides most significantly? The most obvious thing that a pretty consistent relationship with the receiving mode provides you: timing. Good timing. Right place, right time. And by timing, we mean rendezvousing with ideas, rendezvousing with emotions, rendezvousing with other people, rendezvousing with past really good experiences. Timing is the rendezvous factor, and receiving mode is the reason for that. When you go to sleep, momentum does subside, and the only reason that you get off on the wrong foot, so to speak, first thing in the morning, is because that's your habit. And it won't take very much, really not very much, for the habit to get off on the right foot. Everything that you want is for one reason only: you think you will feel better in the having of it. And so that's really what the essence of all desire is. It's to come into alignment with that broader perspective. But what happens with so many people is that they focus upon the material part of it, and they forget about the alignment spiritual part of it, and then they are never satisfied. People wanted to know about materialism versus spiritualism, and we explained that everything is spirit, and that spirit has intentionally come into this environment, into this leading edge environment, intending to materialize. It's the natural process of spirit to continue to evolve and become more. Do you think that you would come as a creator and be told, you are a creator, but do not create? You are a creator, but don't let it be anything that anybody else can see. That's completely illogical. It is never what was intended. It is a misunderstanding. And the only discontent that exists anywhere in the universe is the discontent that man finds here on this leading edge experience when life causes him to become more than he allows himself to be.